Part 2, people, welcome back to King Dawi's ministry. I'm going to continue reading about the hospital that was made in our lands in Americas, in Jerusalem. Remember the Holy Crusades? The power Arabs and the dark Arabs, they were fighting over our lands, okay? To build a hospital in Jerusalem, the community which ran the hospital became independent during the First Crusade in around 1099 under the leadership of Grand Master Gerard, Pope Paschal, I think that's how you pronounce it. The second granted the bull to the blessed Gerard on the 15th of February 1113. In it, the Pope formally recognised the foundation of the hospital, which became a lay religious order under the sole protection of the Church. The bull gave the order the right to elect its grandmasters without interference from external authorities. The knights of the order were bound by 3 vows: poverty, chastity, and obedience. The bull formed the legal basis of the independence and sovereignty of the order. And I've just put sovereignty is generally defined as supreme, independent control and law-making, in brackets, or following highest law, authority over a territory. Sovereignty entails hierarchy within a state as well as external autonomy. Me and my family are the true nobles and sovereigns. We used to uphold the law of higher. This is a sacrilegious act that has been committed by the power Arabs elites in power. You made man-made papa bulls empowered by wicked men who stole our position, which we will soon take back. Okay. Right. Next note I'm going to read from. I hope you all had a wonderful day, man. It's a lot cooler in the UK now. It's good. The animals. This is Secret Society info, and then Jacobite info as well. Right. So, Secret Society info. The serpent is universally... Probably can't see that well. Yeah, the lighting's not the best. The serpent is universally the symbol of the sun, as the sun was the great enlightener of the physical world. So the serpent was held to have been the great enlightener of the spiritual by giving mankind the knowledge of good and evil. And according to the Bible, Lucifer, the morning star, the serpent, gave mankind info on good and evil. Lucifer the devil, if adepts knew that the sun was a symbol of something that the people would not support, if they knew that Lucifer, the devil, was the god that they supported, if the people figured out that they were actually being tricked, they would withdraw the energy that they were putting in. So I read this one, I don't know. I've read that already. I read that already, man. Forgive me, man. So in Freemasonry, the reason the sun is placed in the center of the hall is because it represents the center of their 5-century-long heliocentric lives. Remember, there were 3 major chronological time shifts. The Luciferian sun worshippers took us off our natural 13-month lunar calendars and replaced them with Luciferian irregular 12-month Gregorian solar calendars. They also put the sun into the center of the universe and then convince people the earth and everything else revolves around it. They also make the sun, Lucifer in brackets, the biggest object in the heavens, supposedly 119 times bigger than the moon. Even though we can clearly see they are equal in size. The Luciferians demoted the moon. They demoted the moon to being a mere reflector of the sun's magnificent light, claiming the moon does not have its own light, which the moon and the sun having separate lights backs up what the scriptures say. Did you know, in 1969, Luciferian sun worshippers aboard a craft named Apollo, after the Greek sun god, claiming to land on the moon, thereby spiritually and physically conquering the moon. The sun has for so long been at the center of false religion. The ancient religions venerated the sun, the light in the sky being served as a deity. Did you know the Greeks honored Apollo as the child of the sun, or Lucifer? Esau, Rome, paid homage to Mithra, the sun god. These pagan philosophies form the basis for the worship of the Illuminati and indicate the importance of the sun as a symbol of satanic deity. Remember, the Freemasons and my ancestors in the days of Ezekiel continued to worship Lucifer, the morning star, and other demonic entities. Lucifer, also called Baal or WHWH, golden calf worship, like when Moses came down after receiving not 10 but the 613 commandments from higher after 40 days and 40 nights to find Aaron and Miriam and the rest of them, the Israelites, committing spiritual fornication like they do today, serving false gods of wood and stone, Christianity and Islam. And then you got some of my family information. Clan McKinley. I'm going to do Clan Campbell next time. So Clan McKinley, traditional Highland Scottish clans. The name comes from the Gaelic McFinley, which means son of Finley. The clan originated in Lennox and Perthshire regions of Scotland, associated with larger clans like Buchanan and Farquharson. Line traces back to Irish kings of Malaysius of Spain, who was from the tribe of Judah, the line of Judah. Many Scottish clans include McKinley and Campbell. The official symbol of the tribe of Judah is the lion. The Lion of Judah. Lion, red hands, and flags are very common symbols in Scottish and Irish crests. The root of McKinley clan was originally the Americas. We were the Gaelic-speaking people. Gaelic comes from Hebrew, a language we used to speak. My clan's country was Lennox district, north of Callander, and we descend originally from Finley, a son of Buchanan of Drumkill. Finley Moore, standard bearer to the royal house of Stuart. He was killed in the Battle of Pinkie in 1547, and that from him sprang the name and lineage of Clan Finley. Was second son of Donald and Isabel Farquharson, and was born in a small place called Invercould, which is between the villages of Braemar and Ballamore, in the heart of the Cunningham Mountains. Forgive me if I pronounce that wrong. Cairngorm Mountains, about 100 miles due north of Edinburgh. For his brave deeds, not only did my family come to use the name McKinley, Gaelic son of Finley, but he was also awarded the stewardship of Invercould, a title which still remains today, which was stolen off us. He married twice. Margaret, his first wife, and possibly died young. His second wife, called Beatrix Garden or Gardane with a Y, and according to Farquharson family history, they got 6 sons and 4 girls before the great Finley was sadly cut in half by an English cannonball. Farquharsons and McKinley were a sept of the Hattons, Clan Chatton, the royal line from the tribe of Judah. Praise higher, my family history. My family history is coming out now. Yeah. So, Saracen in Dumdai verses 1452, the Papa Bull, yeah, is referring to us, the Negroes. Remember, they use the Admiralty law and they're stealing our lands and states, yeah, with the QV Act 1666, yeah, making out that we didn't see. Remember, in Mark Ono's book, yeah, the fraudulent New Testament, yeah, which is from our twin brother Esau, it says, not a jot or tittle shall in no wise pass from the law. But like, yo, if that's the case, yeah, JC, the false Messiah, was not anointed according to our law, and he's not mentioned in Chronicles. He is Lucifer the Morning Star. They just wrote him in, man. Okay, if you want more information, please go to Ministry of Justice YouTube for lessons and old lessons to learn for free, man. Zedekiah King David Ministry YouTube. This is a borrowed device from, remember, WikiLeaks Vault 7, they tampered with my phones, man. Okay, I'm trying to sign up for a new phone now, man, so I can get back and do it the other way I was doing it before, man. Which is no different, really, to be fair, people. Zedekiah King David Ministry YouTube, Isaiah David Sweet Singer of Israel Facebook. Yeah, go to check that daily, man, for the daily atrocities that happen to our people, man. Okay, Jacob's Trouble. Isaiah David 45 TikTok, man. All right. And then, yeah, Cromwell got rid of the true divine right to rule, man. A public custodian on our thrones. Just going to get through this quickly. Volcanoes waking up, earthquakes. It's crazy out there. Some Jacobite prisoner of war ships, yeah. Ship Susanna. They left from Liverpool and was going to work on plantations in the Americas, man. Okay. That was on 1716. Ship Friendship of Belfast left from Liverpool, England, to Annapolis, Maryland, departing Liverpool, May the 24th, 1716, arriving in Annapolis, August the 20th, 1716. Ship Hockenhill, Liverpool, left from Liverpool to St. Christopher's, Leeward Islands, West Indies, Liverpool, yeah, June the 25th, 1716. Ship Elizabeth and Anne, Liverpool, the 29th of June, 1716. Two lists of passengers on different dates. Ship Goodspeed, Liverpool. Ship Anne, from Liverpool, going to Virginia. Just check it out for yourself, people, man. This is our true history. You're not from Africa. And don't forget, man, the United States Corporation forcibly took indigenous lands, treaties, forced migrations. 10 tribes got seized on your lands. Yeah, Webster's 1828. Dictionary definition of what American is. Yeah, the copperwood planted by the Europeans. Okay. So they took our stuff. They committed paper genocide. Slave force set up. Yeah, I told you about that to control us, man. And we are able to stop. And the police brutality is happening because they know who we really are, man. All right, time for us to stand up as one, like we used to do back in the day, man. To get through these, there might be some interesting stuff in here which you need to read out, which just go double check. Praise higher, man. Yeah, man, man. Exodus, best believe my birthday solar eclipse, man. Don't forget the 2017 solar eclipse. She had to marry together with the solar eclipse on my birthday. 9th of the 8th, man. No, divine not to rule, man. We are the divine not to rule. I love Cromwell got rid of that. The divine right or highest mandate is a political and religious doctrine of royal and political legitimacy. It asserts that a monarch is subject to no earthly authority, deriving the right to rule directly from the will of higher. The king is thus not subject to the will of his people, the aristocracy, or any other estate of the realm. It implies that only higher can judge an unjust king, and that any attempt to dispose, dethrone, or restrict his powers run contrary to the will of higher, and that's why he's shaking your colonies, man. He's shaking your colonies. The thrones that you said sat on are cursed, and it will constitute to a sacrilegious act. Okay, that's what you're doing. You're being very defiant towards the living Creator, man. He's very, very vexed at you. Well, I'm gonna get through some books. Praise higher, man. Ooh, yeah, praise higher, yeah. Tried to hide me, man. Tried to make out I was a nobody, man. In San America, I was like, yo, I'll show you he's a somebody. The one thing you'll recognize with me, I'm very consistent, man. And son, I'll keep going and going and fucking going, man, until I see the desired outcome. Love, peace, save lives, man. Understand? I want what's right to be done, that's all. In praise higher. Gonna read Kings, get your Bibles out, people. Gonna go to the book of 2 Kings. I'm gonna continue reading what I was reading before. David becomes king of all of Israel. So this is chapter 5. Then all the tribes of Israel came to David in Hebron, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh. Moreover, yesterday, also the day before, when Saul was king over us, thou wast he that did lead out and bring Israel in, Israel. And Higher said to thee, Thou shalt feed my people Israel, and thou shalt be prince over Israel. The ancients of Israel came to the king to Hebron, and King David made a league with them in Hebron before Hiah, and they anointed David to be king over Israel. It's going to happen again, man. Hosea 3 verse 4 and 5. In the end times, the children of Israel seek Hiah, and David their king, man. David reigns 40 years. David was 30 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years in Hebron. He reigned over Judah 7 years and 6 months, and in Jerusalem he reigned 33 years over all of Israel and Judah. David captures Jerusalem, and the king and all the men that were with him went to Jerusalem, to the Jebusites and the inhabitants of the land. And they said to David, that thou shalt not come in hither unless thou take away the blind and the lame. That say, David shall not come in hither. But David took the castle of Zion. The same is the city of David, Cusco, man. Do you understand? Peru. For David, the navel of the earth, man. I've done a lesson on that before, man. Had offered that day a reward to whosoever should strike the Jebusites and get up to the gutters of the tops of the houses and take away the blind and the lame that hated the soul of David. Therefore, it is said in the proverb, the blind and the lame shall not come into the temple. And David dwelt in the castle and called it the city of Dawi, and built round about from Mellow and inwards. And he went on prospering and growing up, and Hiah of hosts was with him. Part 3 coming up, people.